Hello and welcome to Hexed Encountered. We're going to be continuing the career of Kapitan Lieutenant Josef Verhext here. This is the third patrol starting in March 1940. The game is The Hunters from GMT and Consim Press, designed by Gregory A. Smith. First step is to get our patrol assignment. So we are still in the first column here. We will be changing it over in our next patrol. So we're going to take our 2d6 and roll them. And we get an 11, but it is still British Isles. So here's our map. And so you have basically, over here we can, so basically it says 2 transits, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the patrols, and then 2 more transits back to port. So we're going to put ourselves in the first transit box, which is up here. Actually, nope, that's wrong. It's down here. I have a tendency to do that. So then we roll for an encounter on the encounter chart. We get a 10, and a 10 is nothing in transit. So here's our transit chart. Only 2, 3, or 12 will amount to anything. So there's nothing there. We move to our second transit box, which is here. And we got a 6, which is also nothing. So now we're in our first British Isles box. And we'll roll again. And we get a 5. Now 5 under the British Isles is a ship, an unescorted ship. So that's nice. So that is nice. So now we start our escort checks here. So the first thing we do is roll to see if it is day or night. And it's a 5, which means it's night. So I do have night on my combat chart here. Combat mat, rather. Now we will roll to see what kind of ship we get. It's a 4, and a 4 is a large freighter. Large freighter. Okay, now we'll roll to see what freighter that would be. For this, we need to roll the d10s to get a big number, 79. So 79 here on our large freighter target roster is the 7,100-ton Santoray. So 7,100 tons. I'm going to put my combat mat here so that you can see it. And we put our target, which I will probably attack surfaced at night, close range. We're going to put our target on the on large freighter less than 10,000 tons. So we put it here. 3 damage will sink it. And so we will move on to, we're at 4 select range. I'm going close range. We're going to a night surface attack. Now we'll assign our ammunition. So we're going to put, well, this is target 1. I don't know why I put it there. We're going to do, we'll do 2. We'll hit it with 2 gun, and we'll also hit it with 2 steam torpedoes, just to hopefully actually do enough damage to sink it. So the next step is to, if there were, well, we would fire our torpedoes, then we would a check for escort detection, but there are no escorts in this case, so we don't have to worry about that. So we roll here, on here. So we're going to do, we'll do our deck gun first. We have 2 ammo. We'll roll, we get 8 or less, it's a hit. So we're going to roll 2d6, add them together. We got a 7. We do get a -1 for a night or unescorted surface torpedo. So -1, but the 7 is still good, so that is 1 hit. And that was a gun, so we don't have to check for duds. Now we'll roll again. And we got a 4, so that is also a hit. So our 2 gun rounds both hit. Now we'll roll for our torpedoes, and if these hit, we will have to check. So that's a 7, that's a hit. Now we'll check for dud. We need to roll a 3 or higher. 3 or higher will not be a dud. It is a 2, so that's a dud. All right, so we fired one. That was a dud. Now we'll fire the other one. That one's a 10, so that one flat out missed. But we did get 2 hits. Now we'll check for damage. So our damage chart is here. We have deck gun, which it's always going to be damaged. So we need to roll a 1 on one of these because we need 3 damage to sink it. So that's probably not going to happen. I'll just roll them together. And we got a 1 and a 3. So that will be 1 is 2 damage and a 3 is 1 damage. That's 3 total damage. We sank the Centauri for 7,100 tons. Okay, so that was our first attack in the British Isles. We'll move to our next one. We get an 8 this time and an 8 on our encounter chart. The encounter chart 8 is again a ship. So we do the same thing. We'll roll for day or night. It is day. Now we'll roll for ship. It's a 5, and a 5 again is going to be a large freighter. So now we'll roll for the ship ID to find out what that freighter is. It is a number 93, and number 93 is 8,100 ton Umtada. So still less than 10,000. It is daytime, so we are submerged. And we have not selected our range yet. Move this back in. Now I can roll I'm going to roll my die to see if I can get to night. And I do not. So that encounter ends and we do not get to attack that ship. We lose the target while trying to wait for nightfall. We move to our next zone. We roll our dice again. And we get a 4, and a 4 on our encounter chart is nothing. So that's a whiff there. And now we have 2 chances left. And we rolled another 4, so that is another whiff. This could be a lean patrol, much like the last one was. And we rolled a 7 this time, and that's going to be something, I'm pretty sure. 7 is nothing. Also nothing. That's right, yeah? Yeah, it's the dash. 7. Nothing. All right. Oh, a 10. That's still nothing. And now we're in our last transit, so we're actually back over here. And we got a 5, and that's also nothing. So we're back in port. And it was a relatively easy, short, non-eventful patrol. So this is going to be a really nice, short, uneventful video. But that's the idea, is to keep these relatively short. So, I don't want to take everybody's time up here. But the handful of people perhaps who are interested in following this, I got a little crooked here, they can check this out and, follow the progress. I have yet to be attacked by an escort through 3 patrols. That is unlikely to continue, of course. As time goes on, our next patrol will be in June of 40. And if you know your World War II history, June of 40 was when France surrendered. So the Germans would then begin operating out of the French bases starting in July. So that will do it for this particular video. I thank you for watching. As always, that is greatly appreciated. Oh, I just thought of something that's going to make this longer. This was our 3rd patrol, so we have some post-patrol checks to make for crew advancement and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is a pretty straightforward procedure. We roll 1 die, and we're going to get somebody promoted to expert. And it's a 1, which is the engineer. LI, the engineer. So he gets this guy, indicating that he is expert, and the effect of that is all repair rolls will receive a favorable -1 die roll modifier. So we have our marker here. Our crew is up here. It's trained. So they can also gain experience through that die roll. And again, every 3 successful patrols, so that was our 3rd patrol in which we sunk an enemy ship, so we do qualify. Our total tonnage sunk through 3 patrols is 29,600 tons. And it's not a lot, but it is a good start towards a career. If you do reach 100,000 tons, you can win the Knight's Cross, which would be cool to win something. And yeah, so that's going to actually do it for this video. So it did end up being a little bit longer. Refit my sub here and everything, and we'll do the 4th patrol here fairly soon. And yeah, that's going to do it. So thanks again for watching. I'll skip my usual spiel because if you're watching this, you've probably watched the first 2 patrols and you may have already liked, shared, or subscribed. Hopefully one of those, if not more than one of those, would be awesome. I'd definitely appreciate it. But anyway, thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll come back and watch future installments of this series or perhaps something else that I'm doing. It's all good. So thank you. But that will do it for now. As always, my name's Joe. This is the Hexed Encountered channel. And until next time, happy gaming.